anything like that. If you don't feel comfortable talking to me about this or whatever, you don't have to be here, so absolutely up to you.
No,
okay.
I'm fine.
Like I got on the phone, we've been trying to get in touch with everybody who was out that night to try to establish what was going on, when people left the bar. I don't know, were you at the watering hole?
I was at the watering hole, but I left much earlier than everybody else. I went in the watering hole to home. I didn't go.
Okay, so you didn't go down to start eating with everybody? Okay. When you guys were at the watering hole, it sounds like Nikki and Doug were having some kind of argument. Did you see any of that or know anything about it? Or
no, I didn't know anything that they were having an argument. Throughout the night they were kind of near, you go to the bathroom, you come back, everybody kind of changes spots, and they're kind of always nearby me and look like they're having a good time. But when I left, the concert got done at pretty much 11. I went with Aaron. We were going to try and get a picture with the band, but it wasn't working out, so I decided to go because I had to work in the morning. So I went back, everyone was talking. It was Crystal, Mike, Courtney, Crystal, Mike, Courtney. I didn't see Doug, Greg, or Nikki when I left.
Okay.
They were not with the group because they were all talking about where they were going to be going. So.
Okay. How do you know Doug, or is it Nikki, or who do you know? How are you?
Nikki and that night.
That was the first time I met
Nikki. Doug is my brother-in-law's oldest friends, best friends.
Okay.
Mike Kane, Crystal's husband.
Okay.
So I was introduced to him about 6 years ago by my wife, and we moved up here.
Okay. It sounds like, and I haven't talked to everybody involved here, but kind of sounds like not a lot of people in your group of friends really knew Nikki well.
No, doesn't seem that way.
Okay. About what time do you remember leaving? You said 11 or so? Or?
Yeah, I left at 11. I got home at 11:15.
Okay.
And I only live 5 minutes from here.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I saw your address correctly, it was here. Yeah. Not too far there.
So I was about 11 when I left.
Do you, rephrase that, have you heard anything since, or about what's going on, or anything that sticks out in your mind, or anything? I mean, and this is, and I don't want you to feel like we're here trying to pin everything on Doug necessarily. It's as much information as we can gather, just as much to exclude him if that's the case, or find out the truth about what really happened. So if there's anything pop in your mind about the situation, and I don't know how well you know them, or
I know Doug pretty well. I mean,
yeah.
He kind of fell out of the group a little bit because he had a girlfriend that didn't get along with everybody else, and so he kind of went away for a year, and he's been back. And I haven't been going out with them quite as much in the last 2 years because of kids and whatnot. But from that night, no. I mean, I saw them together. They were dancing, laughing, having a good time. I didn't
seem alright.
Everything seemed normal. I was giving them shit about striking out 3 times in softball the night before, and
yeah.
Everything seemed like a pretty normal night.
And that was the first time you met her?
Yeah. Okay. Doug and Nikki showed up about 7:15, maybe a little bit after that.
Okay.
We were standing outside there having smokes, and Greg said, "Oh, there's Doug and Nikki." We came down, met them.
Okay. And you didn't see them argue or anything?
No, I didn't see them.
Okay. Like I said, part of what's important to us is to nail down the timeline. What time do you remember what time you got there?
I was there right about 7.
Okay, and they got there shortly after.
Yeah.
Then around 11, you was spending outdoor.
Yep.
You're going about 11:15. And you said they were, at that point, they had already left, or Greg?
I don't think they had left. I think that they were maybe getting a beer or something else, but they were not with the group that were talking about where they were going to go. Or maybe I just didn't notice them there, but I don't remember seeing them when I left.
Okay. When, after the fact, how did you find out about stuff that was going on?
well, on Saturday I heard of the body that was found, that came across the news.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday morning, my wife got a call from her brother, just kind of explaining what was going on. So it was around probably like 8 o'clock when I heard that Doug and Greg were in for questioning or whatever it may be.
Okay. On Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday morning, so we heard about it then.
Okay. What was your thought about things then?
I mean, it was crazy. It's absolutely awful what happened to her. But I mean, just knowing Doug and, the amount that I do, it's beyond me that could be him that did this to her.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely shocked.
Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty much what we're getting from most people, is that the possibility of it being him is the first thing from most people's minds. So.
Yeah.
And that's part of the purpose of us trying to get hold of everybody we can to get as much information as we can to corroborate other people's stories and put together a timeline and all that kind of stuff. Would you be okay doing a written statement with me, just basically on whatever date it was?
The 20th.
Yeah, it was Friday. 20th, I think, it was Friday. That you went out to the show, who you're with. Like you kind of said, that didn't seem like they were having any issues. You saw them laughing, dancing, whatever. And then they weren't necessarily around with the group when you left.
Yeah.
Are you okay doing that? What I'll do is type it on here as we go, and it'll kind of be typed as if you were typing it.
Okay.
What's your address?
1849 North Beaver Trail Drive. It's 54303.
What's your birthday?
12/27/84.
What was your phone number?
920.
Yep.
606 6922.
So this just has all the information that's out there. Let's make sure it's accurate. I'll start out on today's date at about 5:30. You met with me for Cloudno at the sheriff's office regarding Doug Detrie and Nicole Vanderheyden, and then we'll just kind of go into it on that date. You guys met out, and we'll go from there. I'll also include that, obviously, you don't have to be here if you don't want to, and you agree to meet with me and we're willing to do the statement. So on 5/20/16 at about 7 p.m., went to the watering hole.
Yep.
What concert was it? I know.
Steel Panther. It's tiny keyboards.
Yeah, doesn't work out with my giant hands. Were you with your wife or?
No, I came alone. I met Aaron Klinsky and Greg Matthew at the door. At Greg's ticket.
Is Aaron, I know I heard her name, is that a guy?
Yeah.
Girl?
Okay.
What's his last name?
Klinsky, Kulinski, I believe.
Okay, who else was it?
Greg Matthew.
And someone else at that door?
Mike Gillespie, and then Darcy Lipinski? I think Lipinski. It's Aaron's fiance.
Darcy said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my last name.
Lipinski.
Okay. Who else was there? Inside or?
Inside, Crystal Kane was there.
That's what we met with. More people inside. It was Crystal with a K or
C.
Kane.
K-N.
Who else?
Angela. Oh, what's Angela's last name? It's Crystal's sister, but Delphos, I think. And then Courtney Gerlikowski. Gerl Akowski. Gerliski.
Close enough. I think we have her info, so
okay.
We'll figure it out. We'll know what we're talking about.
And then Jesse Kotler.
Cobbler?
Yes, Cotler.
Okay. That was Crystal, her husband? Mike, is it? Or
Mike and Crystal are married. That's my brother and sister-in-law.
Okay.
And then Angela's Crystal's sister.
Was Mike there?
Mike was not there.
Okay. And that's all that you can think of?
That was, yeah, and then about 15-ish minutes later, Doug and Nikki showed up.
Okay. Did you know Nikki's last name at the time?
No.
Okay. So I'll put that you know Doug through Crystal, who was your sister-in-law, if I remember right, is that correct?
Yeah.
You've known for about 6 years, you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm more known through my wife,
Okay.
Crystal, but that group of friends is all, they've been good friends since they were in middle school.
What's your wife's name?
Jody, G-O-D-I. Peterson.
And so she knows, or your wife was part of that group, or?
Well, she, by association, she's known him since she was, 10, 11 years old.
So if your wife was known
Yep.
We're thinking about 6 years.
Yeah, we moved here January 2010, so.
Okay.
How long I've been-
Are you from here, or is it Sawyer from
Cedar
here?
Point.
Okay. My mom grew up in Nakusa, so.
Okay, not too far.
Yeah.
South side of Rapids.
Yeah. I get out that way occasionally, not lately. And you hadn't met Nikki?
No, that was the first time.
So, throughout the concert, you were near them?
Mm-hmm.
And they were dancing and appeared to be having fun? Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that night because I'd known his previous girlfriend and I didn't necessarily care for her, and you know, she, being the first time that I met her, she was very open to, you know, just be a good, nice person, and you know, having fun. Didn't care that she didn't really know me, and you know, she put a beer on top of my head at one point of the show, and
So they're having fun, they did not appear to be fighting or mad with each other at all?
no.
So towards the end of the show, was about 11, you think?
Yeah.
You were with, or you had tried to go get a picture with the band, or?
Mm-hmm. With Aaron, yeah.
Okay. That didn't happen, didn't work?
No, I kind of looked at the time and realized that I needed to go. And honestly, though, I didn't really know the band all that well, so I wasn't really too interested, but he seemed pretty excited, so.
Mm-hmm. So it was about 11 o'clock, you guys went back by your group, and you didn't see Doug or Greg at that time?
Yeah,
Not that you remember anyway?
I don't remember seeing them.
But you're not sure if they're actually gone, or if they've just gone to get a beer, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say if they were still there or gone, or if they just stepped out for a cigarette, or...
So you left at that point by yourself, with anybody? You said it was 11:15 you were leaving?
Yeah.
And you said that you left early, so you had to work next
Yeah.
morning?
I did work at 7:30 the next morning.
that a body had been found, did you know was, or did you talk to anybody else? Did you know they thought it was her, or?
No, it wasn't until the next morning that
you heard that,
yeah.
Dragon that were being questioned, that they thought it was Nikki?
Yeah.
Did you remember if you first heard when they were being questioned that you talked to, did they say the body was for sure her, or did they thought it was, or how that went down? Do you remember any details about that?
No, they didn't. He hadn't said that it was for sure her, but you know, he kind of pieced together. So didn't know for sure that it was her until Monday after they had arrested Doug on the news.
Who did you talk to at that point?
Well, my wife was talking to Michael, her brother, so I was just
Okay.
kind of getting information from her.
And Mike is Crystal's
Husband.
Okay. That's Mike Kane.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I kind of asked a little bit already, so since then, have you heard any rumors or, people talking about one thing or another, or have you talked to any people involved, or?
The only person that I talked to involved, well, I mean, everybody who's kind of been kind of brought in, but no one that wasn't there, but, no rumors. I mean, everyone's just kind of in shock that this is happening, and, everyone's trying to piece together this timeline of the night and what went on, but no rumors.
Did you have any phone contact with anybody after you left that night?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Darcy, but I had taken a picture. The lead singer of the band kind of walked out into the crowd, and I took a picture of her on my phone and sent it to her.
Okay.
That was probably about 11:30 that night.
Was a picture of Darcy, and you had taken that picture when, of her and the lead singer during the show?
Yeah, it was when the opening act was out, so probably 8:30-ish. I took the picture.
Do you have anything else you want to add or put in there? We'll go over it and make sure it's all accurate and everything, and if I screwed up something or if you think of anything else, we can always change it. Just put, like I said, on today's date at about 5:30, I met with Sergeant Lopnow at the Brown County Sheriff's Office. Sergeant Lopnow had contacted me regarding Doug Detrie and Nicole Vanderheyden. I agreed to meet with Sergeant Lopnow and was willing to provide a statement. On May 20th, about 7 p.m., I went to the watering hole for the Steel Panther concert. I was alone. I met with Aaron Flinsky, Craig Matthew, Mike Gillespie, and Darcy Lipinski at the door. We met with more people inside, including Crystal Kane, Angela Delphos, Courtney Gerliski.
Grilkowski.
So,
Grilkowski.
oh, Gerl.
K-O-W before the K-I.
Okay. And Jesse Cutler. About 7:15, Doug Detrie and his girlfriend Nikki also arrived. I know Doug through my wife, Julie Pearson, who has known that group of people since childhood. I think I've known Doug for about 6 years. I hadn't met Nikki until that night at the concert. Throughout the concert, I was by Doug and Nikki, and they were dancing and appeared to be having fun. Did not appear to be fighting or angry at each other at all. At the end of the concert, Aaron and I attempted to get a picture with the band, but I realized it was late and I needed to go. It was about 11 p.m. And Aaron and I went back by the group, and I didn't remember seeing Doug, Greg, or Nikki at that time. I'm not sure if they had left the watering hole, just went to get a beer, or maybe went outside to smoke. I left the watering hole at that time and was home by about 11:15. I left early because I had to work at 7:30 a.m. the next morning.
With this one, Aaron stayed over by where the band was, so
Okay.
let's just need that one back.
I just fixed the capitalization there.
Yep.
I heard on Saturday the 21st that a body was found, but didn't know anything about it. On Sunday the 22nd, I found out that Doug and Greg were being questioned by police, and that the body that was found was probably Nikki's. I was getting this information from my wife, who was talking to her brother, Mike Kane, Crystal's husband. The night of the concert, I did not have contact with anyone that was at the concert after I left, other than that I sent a picture to Darcy Lipinski. Is that the name that I messed up real bad?
No, that was
okay. I'd taken that picture of her with one of the singers during the show. Does that sound good? Okay, the line here is the page space. I'm just gonna shorten this up. We'll put that paragraph on the second page. So the bottom says, I have given a statement of my own free will and before express promises made to me to obtain a statement of 2 pages is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. The statement has been read to me by Sergeant Lopnow, and I have read it. So what we'll do is initial on this page. Just initial on the right side there. Whoops. And then sign on that side there. And then I will just put, oops. What time finished? And what I do with this is email it to myself as a PDF file, so that after it's PDF it can't be changed if you're familiar with that thing. And that'll be about it. Do you have any other questions for me or anything going on that I can try to answer for you personally? I can't necessarily give you great details about a lot of stuff. There's still a lot going on with this, obviously. It's going to be a long process. We're going to continue to talk to everybody we can and try to find any evidence we can, whether it leads us one way or the other. It's not, the ultimate goal finding out the truth of what happened, regardless of what that is.
Right. Yeah, no, no, I guess I don't really have much. You know, obviously knowing people involved with this, it's something that I never imagined I would, you know, have to do. So I was kind of looking around, and actually when it was all going on with the first couple of days of it, and I was, you know, Googling to try and get updates to see what was being known and what was coming out, I came across up in Vilas County, there was the woman that was just found killed up there on a snowmobile trail.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything. But you know, she was out on, I think it was less than a week before what had happened to Nikki, and you know, she was found without clothes on, but they hadn't, you know, released any information of how she was killed, and I don't know if anyone contacted them to see if there's any more similarities of the cases, and you know, that would be the only thing that I would have to say about this whole thing. I think it was Vilas County.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, you know, something we can look into. I didn't know any details about it, but now I'm thinking Vilas, somebody did, I think someone else might have said something about that too.
Yeah, because when I came across it, I sent a link to Greg because I know that he was in contact with some of the other people, and so
Okay.
you know, just to throw it out and you know, try and get any information one way or another. So I'll put some here and bring it up to you.
Let me give you my card, and if something does come up, you know, give me a call. You know, and I appreciate you coming in and talking with us, because even doing something as simple as this, it helps corroborate everybody else's story from the night.
Yeah.
And you know, every once in a while, something that may seem like a minute detail ends up, you know, you never know.
Yeah, because I wasn't, you know, I'd left early and I didn't know how much help I could really be, but I figure if anything, it's just putting another piece in the puzzle.
There's two other people I think that also left early that were, I think one of the other investigators contacted. I just popped in my head, I don't remember if it was Sean something in his life.
There were two other people that were standing near us that they all seemed to know. I didn't know who they were. I think Sean seems familiar because I think Crystal introduced me, but I know I had met him previously.
Okay. That could be.
But they weren't there with us when we first got in.
Okay. All right, I don't think I have anything else, so like I said, I appreciate you coming down and taking the time to do it, and hopefully we can get this figured out one way or the other.
Do you know what's happening at the hearing on Thursday?
Right now, the DA's office on was it Wednesday, what they did is file a probable cause affidavit. So it was basically on our end, there's so much evidence that's kind of spread out, there's no way we can get it all processed. Like, it just wasn't, there's just no way it's possible. So for Thursday, there's another hearing in which the district attorney's office is supposed to file a criminal complaint. We are still working on getting all that evidence together and getting everything organized for the DA to review. And depending on what we have ready for them, the DA will either file the criminal complaint if there's enough information to do that, or if we're still working on things, I think they can ask for an extension again for a couple more days or something. I don't know exactly how that works, but that's the expectation for Thursday, is to file an official criminal complaint with Doug. And that's going to be based on getting our evidence together and organized and going from there. So, all right.
All right.
Thanks again for coming.
No problem.